Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what I shall call my first dev diary for my Paradox Megacampaign / Hearts of Iron 3 portion of it / mod I'll be releasing after I'm done. I'm actually going to make this into a full mod. And just what mod is this? Why, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to call it, but not the point. I've already caused enough confusion simply showing this, and I'm going to have a lot of explaining to do. So let's just get started, and we're just going to start off with how the mechanics of this is going to work. Because I'm fundamentally changing Hearts of Iron 3. How so? There is not going to be a second or third world war in my case. In fact, no. There is only going to be one kind of war. And politics. And that is civil war. All names, flags, and everything related to names and flags in general are completely subject to change. I have to actually go to the next day. I was just prepping something with Ireland, so I could demonstrate. Now, we will notice various nations. Please again ignore any names and flags. I cannot stress this enough that they will in fact be changed. That I don't necessarily own, but am occupying, that are a large portion of my empire. In fact, you'll notice any part that isn't part of the traditional Palmyrene Empire / Abyssinia is occupied. And the reason for this is they are all going to be trying to break away from me. Likewise, every one of these states will be trying to break away from the communists. Every one of these states will all be trying to break away from India and China and Sino-Siberia. The world is going to shatter. For you see, at the end of the Second World War, everyone gave up their independence to the superstates, but only for a single reason, and that was to end conflict forever. There's a bird chirping outside my window. Please excuse me whilst I close that. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, and now that the global conflict that occurred over here, by the way, there's no actual spoiler, I have not changed the border here. This is just the standard Mexican-American border. I'm waiting for the outcome of that war to air before I would dare show that. I'm not that stupid. Such a large-scale global conflict with a redonkulous amount of casualties, as seen, has caused everyone to get pissed off. And, you know, they originally gave up their independence to the superstates to stop wars from happening. Well, wars are still going to happen. Now, you might be asking, then why doesn't the UK or the Soviet Union or whoever actually own all this stuff? And that's a good question. And that's just because I haven't finished that yet. I've just converted my empire into a working model, just for the purposes of demonstration. Everything else will be worked on and will be eventually finished, but it's just not yet. Alright? I apologize. But also I have no idea what the hell Yemen's name is there. Yeah. So yeah, we will have Arabia, the Persian Empire, Georgia, Armenia, Mesopotamia, Libya, or something, I don't know what the hell I'm going to call them. We'll have Carthage here, Ghana, Sokoto, Congo, South Africa, and Mozambique, all trying to break away. Like I said, still have no idea what the hell I'm going to call them, but we'll call them something. Anyway, now, here's where things get interesting. I've actually changed the AI. How much, or how have I changed the AI? The AI of the superstates will now be much more geared towards offering and lend-lease to governments in exile, which is what these guys technically are. So they will be keen on offering lend-leases to governments in exile. So I've prepped Ireland as an example, although they aren't actually occupied. They're receiving lend-lease from me in this manner. So, you know, the superstates, whilst I am the most obvious example of having a redonkulous amount of IC, I really do have, you know, I have the capacity to send out and create rebels across the world, and likewise, every one of the superstates will be able to do the same. And like I said, I'm reprogramming their AIs. I'm giving them all special AIs so they don't follow any generic AIs that will lend-lease like hell. Basically using the American AI as a base. And again, just lend-leasing anything that's a government in exile and they're not at war with. So, we're going, and of course, you know, all that extra, what do you call it? IC and stuff can all be used in the production of underground resistances. which are going to create large-scale rebellions very often. Which, stands to reason that they will maybe perhaps have the ability to break free. What do you mean by break free? Well, they are all going to be triggered by event that if they ever reclaim all their territory, all of it, then they will become at peace with the superstate and will be independent. Thusly, that is how they break free. So I'll have to, spread my units out and try and hold on and defend to as much of this as I can, as well as over here, and likewise so will the other nations. There's in fact a very good chance that I will lose most, if not all, of these seeding nations. I'm trying to make it really hard to hold on to any of them for anybody. So, depending on how well I perform, I might manage to hold on to a few, but I'm not counting on that many. And the purpose of this is, of course, to create a large number of nations to make for one hell of an interesting Cold War. I apologize for Yugoslavia. I wanted to make, like, Croatia and stuff, but there's no tags for it, and I'll work on it, but no guarantees. But yeah. And for the people who are wondering, wait, why the hell are there, like, 3 Germanys? And the answer is just simply because I broke it up by culture, mostly. This is Pomeranian, this is Saxon, and I forget which one this is. Hinterpommern, maybe? No, it was Holsteinian? Something like that? I don't know. Austria is a fusion of Rhinelander and Austrian for the South German Federation. We've got Occitanian, Aquitanian, Cosmopolitan, and Wallowenian. Please ignore the Netherlands there. Those are just a couple provinces I fudged and forgot to fix. Czech culture, Polish culture. Switzerland is currently Russia. And everyone knows the story of Norway in Siberia. Please ignore cores, by the way. Those are also still under work. Sweden will be Scandinavia. And Andalusian, Catalonian, and Castilian. Italian, various Slavics, Bulgarian, and Greek. So, that's going to be the extent to, Europe, and it's splitting up. Obviously, Ireland is Irish. So, the capacity for the superstates to offer Lend-Lease, and I will also combine it with various events, and even decisions that will increase partisan efficiency, making the underground resistance bases that they build significantly stronger. Or, well, they'll organize much faster, and we'll see more constant rebellions, and we'll see them spread faster. So, in total, we should hopefully see that the, basically what I'm hoping for is every superstate destroys every other superstate. And in the process, by destroying everyone, everyone pays a grand price. A grand price indeed. So at least that's the overall theory. It's going to probably still require a lot of work and testing. Like I said, all flags, names, and pretty much everything is still subject to change. I've just made a more or less mechanical demo of this that will hopefully give you guys at least an idea of how the game is going to go. Like I said, nothing's set in stone yet, but so yeah, the concept is basically going to be a decade of civil war for everyone. And even if I do, just completely lose out, oh well, so is everyone else. Because, if I have to stop worrying about my internal civil wars, suddenly I can focus all my funding to exterior conflicts. And as a bonus, let me show you guys some of the technology I have. Radar-guided missiles and bombs. No, I don't start with nukes. Okay. We have a lot of rocketry technology, and we do have civil nuclear research level 1. And, like I said, a lot of our technology is much later as is, because Palmyra and my empire has, as a whole, always been much more advanced than the rest of the world. Now, here's the other problem. More advanced me means more advanced these bimbos. I point at the screen. I mean these bimbos. And that's going to mean that, my rebels are going to be more organized, more powerful, better equipped. Hopefully my jet-powered rocket aerial missile platforms that I call tactical bombers will, let's go take a look at those, actually. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Where's their attack values? 18 soft attack, 10 hard attack. Yeah, these things should hopefully basically shred like it's nobody's business. Flying rocket. You know, it's gonna be my anti-strategery, or rather my general strategic attack stuff. I don't know really why I'd need strategic attack in this, but we'll see. I mean, there is still a chance that full-scale war could break out between two superstates, including myself and others, but, you know, we'll see. Anything else I need to go over? I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah, I have a whole lot of leadership. But, like I said, in the end, if I lose out on states, I will quickly become much weaker. I will very quickly become much weaker. So, don't necessarily worry too much about me being completely overpowered. Because, don't forget, the stronger I am, the stronger my rebels are. It does properly scale. And I think that's about it. Also, there's going to be more states for India to break up. I haven't finished that yet. But this is a rough draft of what I've been working on for a really long time, and why the mega campaign's been slow and. I've been really doing a lot of work on this. I've probably already invested 12, 13 hours, maybe 14. It's hard to tell. I've been doing a hell of a lot of work on this since I'm now off school. And I have the time to do that. So that's basically been what I've been doing. I've probably been, like I said, investing an hour and a half, even a day, for the last week. Really getting to work here. And I hope you guys are at least interested in the results. But otherwise, yeah, I think we're done here. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. As always, this has been Calvin, and this has been the first developer diary. I will, try and keep you guys updated every so often on how progress is going and little new things. But otherwise, yeah, thank you everyone for watching. As always, this has been Calvin, signing off.